We've got some more input from followers this time. I put out a question about which sport has the biggest homegrown advantage, home ground more so advantage on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Oh, it has. That actually came after another really important question was put out on our Instagram story as well, actually.
Yes, about your Velcro wallet.
Yeah. What about the support for the Velcro?
Yeah, I can use some support there.
Wow.
That's a nice sound.
Notice there's no frigging money in there. That's
Is that a moth?
Why is there dust in there?
So Velcro has, you can get around that, couldn't you?
I gave you some support as well myself. So
Gady, you're not a fan, obviously.
I don't know what you want from me, mate.
hey, it's safer. The money's not going to fall out as easily as one with no Velcro, is it?
There's no money in there, has, mate.
You're speaking to the mic. I tell you that every week.
Yeah, well, sorry, it keeps moving.
Good.
But then, a few of our listeners have written in. Dan Cranich, I think, had a bit of a dig at us at Redlands Cricket by saying Toombul Cricket Club when Lynn and Renshaw are available, referring to the fact that they beat us and everyone else there at Toombul this year in the T20s.
Yes, they did.
What happens when they're not there, though?
It's a different story, isn't it?
They actually were pretty good.
But very well, actually, very, very well.
They made the finals this year, but honestly, how are you meant to beat them when... Oh, I think Renner's got the 100, massive 100.
Renner's got a big one last year, didn't he?
But then Chris Lynn got 400s in the next 4 games. He's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Kept hitting him to his own house.
Yeah, that's right. He's full of insurance claims.
He's hit 2 double hundreds against Redlands as well.
Yeah.
If you could stop doing that, it'd be nice.
Oh, I'd be all about that. Yeah. Just wipe that out for a minute, Chris, if you don't mind. Yeah. No, that's a pretty good crack, though, from Cranner.
Yeah, we had a few comments saying New Zealand playing rugby at Eden Park. That is definitely a big advantage they seem to have there.
When did the Wallabies last beat them there?
When Moses was playing fullback.
Danny said water polo. What do you reckon about water polo, home ground advantage?
I can't understand. Do you know where the shallow parts of the
Thicker
pool
water.
Saltier water, more chlorine.
I feel like they're taking the piss out of us there.
Mitchell, my favourite one of the lot, I reckon, hide and seek.
This is actually a belter. This is true, and obviously not this Mitchell.
Yeah, that's
No,
I wish I could take credit for that. That's good.
That's very true. Hide and seek on an away game with your away strip. That's not what you're after.
That's a tough day.
I hid from my grandparents when I was 3, when they were looking after me, and like hid for 3 hours and didn't come out because I thought they'd call me, and they were calling me to trick me to come out. But then my nan had to drive to the bank where Dad was working because they couldn't find me. They thought I'd escaped the house.
I would have thought that'd be the dream babysitting gig. Let's play hide and seek. You hide for 3 hours, you beauty.
No, but they proper panicked.
Oh, they were actually panicking.
They panicked, as in you had to drive to the bank. One of them drove to the bank, so we can't find him.
That's good hiding. Yeah. Was that an away game?
So I was meant to have a bunch of stats about the home ground advantage, and there was a massive communication breakdown completely on my part, and I've instead prepared a skin stat segment about Brownlow medals. And I was surprised by how many ruckmen won it. I think ruckman is the next biggest after midfielders, with 12 ruckmen have won the Brownlow over the years. It was not for a while. I think the last ruckman was in 1992. Scott Wind, and so the Brownlow has been
his name was. He's got wind.
Yeah. Scott Wind, wide maybe.
Got the wind at his back. No wonder he won the Brownlow.
Kicking both ways.
So that's that for the Brownlow, and then it's sort of a similar story with the Dally M, really. Between halfback, fullback, and 5'8", have won 34 out of 42 Dally M's, 80%. So yeah, pretty significant. And I don't think a front rower has ever won.
They probably don't even know there's an award.
Nah, Tamalolo won it. That's very good.
Your
reaction time. Moving on, I've got a little bit of, I haven't really got that much news, but something to talk about from the weekend.
Well, you might have some news from what I've heard.
Lighter in the back pocket.
No. So for anyone who doesn't get that joke yet, because I didn't get to finish my sentence, we went to a wedding. The location was a highlight. It was a pretty nice little spot. The weather was good after a few weeks of rain.
Not that many people actually eye off the location skin, except for those people who are also looking at getting married.
Ooh. Good point.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why do you have a pamphlet of that in your back pocket?
It's really weird that you came with a notepad, Skin.
There's, all those sorts of nice little highlights you would have seen from the photos. Otherwise, there was also Leigh's emceeing, which I thought was a highlight.
You've never seen me MC.
Yeah, no, I was surprised. You've emceed however many weddings now, and I've
emceed Cody's wedding.
Yeah, was invited. Thanks, Gad.
That's right.
Yeah. so yeah, there's been quite a few of those apparently, and I've just never seen you in action. I've heard good things for many years, and
But I thought the speeches were a highlight for Bazley's wedding.
Yeah. Speeches in general were quite good. I thought they were all crackers. Few little tear jerkers and stuff, and then obviously plenty of funny moments as well. Baz's brother, I thought, was impressive. I wouldn't have seen him publicly speak either. He's a funny man in general though, but he was good. He I can't remember exactly how he worded it. I'm not going to do it justice. Probably just wait for the wedding video. But he got up there and was saying, how much of a nice day it is. It's so emotional to get there and stand next to someone that you've admired for so long and you look up to, and you're sort of leading. You think he's going to say, it's real nice to be next to my big brother, And he goes, Marnus, ever since your test debut, mate, always been a hero of mine.
Good, yeah, it's perfect. You just
very
can't
well
coach
executed.
That is great.
That was a cracker. Yeah, that were the real highlights for me. Lethal, you got anything else to add there?
I thought the MC was pretty good. Did you mention that?
I did mention that. I wanted to give you a piece of,
We got feedback,
like
criticism.
criticism, I suppose, but just ask you what went on. You made a joke and said that get halfway through the joke, and then people who are just listening aren't going to be able to see this, but just did this and then gave the punchline, and the microphone was nowhere near your mouth.
I've literally gone like this. So I've got up there and gone, my friend has got a butler at home actually. Whole left arm is missing. Yeah. Serves him right. But set it outside the microphone.
Yeah, like nowhere near the microphone.
I literally just realised that no one could hear me. That's
a shame, because that's a beauty.
I know, yeah, exactly. And I was like, I panicked. I don't even know what I said. I was like, shit. So I'd probably say the punchline in the microphone, you idiot. That's a real trap for young MCs out there. Yeah. And then I've sort of recovered a little bit. But yeah, it was my best one-liner. I've just gone, serves him right. There's no one could hear it.
Speaking of the mic, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you every week.
Cody, you've got a nice shirt on tonight.
I do. You gave it to me. I don't know what you want from me.
Well, literally one time you're actually just going to do that properly. It's like, go to the website.
Go to the website, buy a shirt and some other stuff. It's winter, buy a jumper. Maybe a beanie as well.
Beanie.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd help. We've got more of those than jumpers.
Yeah. Stock's limited.
Limited, we mean one.
You can get a beanie though. Yeah. As you took care of this segment, Jamie Ryan was our local sporting hero at one point.
Yep.
Poor guy's been copping some flack on social media because of his appearance on the We Got the Chocolates podcast.
Oh, you're kidding?
Brisbane Premier League, a couple of Facebook posts which Cody will be involved in. A couple of Facebook posts on Brisbane Premier League saying like, who's this hero, like, the local sporting hero player going to be?
Okay.
And all these people have been going in, it must be Jamie Ryan. after he's given himself a rap on the podcast.
That's good.
I love it. But and then the funniest thing is I've stalked these guys that are writing it just to work it out. They're from his club.
Perfect.
That's magnificent. I love it. But this man, Jonah, he's actually not from the same club. He wrote in, I was recently listening to the last episode and one segment in particular caught my attention. You can imagine what segment that was. Local sporting hero. This was because of the fact that I was actually on the opposition team. I was an opening batter when JR was bowling to us. While JR's stats were remarkable indeed, I would like to come forward and set the record straight, put a bit of perspective to this seemingly marvellous performance from the ex-first grade left-arm pace bowler.
Pace.
That's pace, yeah. Pace is generous as well, John.
Yeah.
So in one of your games, you got 7 for 36 in the first innings, followed by 8 for 28 in the second innings. Not a bad effort in that match, and then followed it up with 6 for 5 in the next game. So that's why you're sporting hero of the week. So well done.
6 for 5.
Now, full disclosure, Jamie, you actually have played first grade cricket before, first grade Premier cricket in Queensland. So this level that you're playing, is it slightly, I'm not looking for you to be really arrogant here, but is it fair to say it's fractionally beneath you?
I guess if you look at my first grade stats, you'd probably say no. But if you look at maybe like second grade stats, you might say, yeah, it would be a little bit below me.
Okay.
As one of the more experienced players in the side, yet also having to catch a lift with one of the 4 players in the side who had their piece, we turned up early to see an absolute goat track of a pitch. It was a swamp. The rest of the team eventually turned up with a lift from their mothers. To put it plainly, the average age of our batting lineup was about 16. Don't get me wrong, JR bowled some absolute seeds, but just wanted to shed some light on the shorter than length deliveries swinging into the right-hander and bouncing up at the chest on a wet track
Okay.
that he was dishing out to 16-year-olds. All in all, good to finally have a laugh at the appalling end to our season.